Tally ho, Tannen. I like.
No.
Oh, I like Silverhawks, and I seem like sometimes feel like I'm the only motherfucker in the world that still likes Silverhawks. So I wanted to shout out to my boys at Silverhawks and bring it in with the tally ho this week. What's up, Tannen?
I got a whole lot.
Yeah. pretty somber week for your boys here on the reset button. Before we get down to the brass tacks, though, Tannen, where can they find us and you and all that good shit?
We still have a Facebook page. We knew that. Man, this is the first time you had me do this in a while. Shit. You caught me off guard. You can check us out at how you do it, man. Just because there's new stuff. There's new stuff. Well, but hey, I will say we do have a Facebook page.
We do.
And, we should start. I'll start tinkering around with that more.
What makes this little intro even better is that we actually have a joint Reset Button podcast account on Twitter, but Tannen never uses Twitter. So, guys, if you see that account, it's always me. So, at Reset Button Pod on X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you call it, unionsmack.pigcartel.com. Get your official Reset Button merch. And yeah, follow Tannen on Twitter when he wants to use it, at OTannensBum, and Facebook, like Tannen said. Other than that, hit that red button down below. We really appreciate you subscribing, getting more and more retweets out with every new episode posted. And I posted separately the little mini Akira Toriyama tribute on X, Twitter last week, and you guys really showed some love on that, so thank you guys so much for all that. And sorry for dog shitting and a half-ass episode this week, but this week, we're not holding back. We're going balls deep. You're getting a full episode this week. And this week, it's got to be Tannen kicking it off with what you've been playing. Because I would say it right now. On my end, I've had time to really fuck with nothing besides a few shoot-em-ups on TurboGrafx, which really aren't even worth bringing up, really. Because if you played one, mainly you played them all. And just, I found this cool Bowie knife in my grandfather's tool chest I inherited with pentagrams on it this week. Those were the two highlights of my gaming/nerd week, other than figure collecting. So I'll take it. I'll throw it to my co-host Tannen. Save this segment because the damn near killed it. What you been playing this week?
Oh man, as you brought up the Bowie knife, something that we didn't talk about pre-show, with what I've been playing. One of the games that I've been playing and revisiting, and I absolutely love it, Wolfenstein: The New Order. Oh boy! Once you brought up that Bowie knife, it just made me think of that game and how great it is.
Nice.
Just a good classic first-person shooter, and it's been a nice revisit.
Shockingly, I've never played the remake. I only ever played the original. Still, I need to get on that. I really need to get on that.
Dude, New Order and New Colossus, the sequel. The sequel especially is really good.
Yeah.
That's why I'm playing this, just to get through that story to get to the sequel.
All right.
Good. If it's just, when a first-person shooter has a really good story, good gameplay, fuck yeah, man. It's a great single-player experience.
And we could have gotten that with a Star Wars game, but we'll talk about that later. But Tannen, what else you been playing?
Okay, what else have I been playing? So as I told you last week, or a few days ago, I picked up Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
Didn't you hear? We're out on good behavior.
Task Force X,
Who are we killing?
the Justice League. Show me what you got.
Going airborne!
How you feeling, Floyd?
Ready to kick your ass. You think you can stop us? Let's dance!
I thought working together would be a train wreck, and you do not disappoint.
Together, we are unstoppable.
Picked it up from the local library, so it was free. Just borrowing. I'm so fucking glad I got that from the goddamn library. It's okay. Well, let me walk in on where I see where people are praising it, because it is a very actiony game. But storyline wise, and yeah, it's supposed to be the final chapter on the Arkhamverse. I don't believe that. This is just an offshoot. It reminds me a lot of Fortnite in a lot of ways. And yeah, the online play, even with strangers, is just kind of fun. But it's really repetitive and not much depth. And I just don't feel like it's an Arkham game. But a great game if I guess you're into like Fortnite and like team up, beat 'em ups and shit like that, like Gunners. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy it. You know what I did pick up though, Travis?
Well, real quick, I want to ask you a question about just this. It seems like the Arkham gimmick has been just a flop fest lately since the other one that came out that nobody liked. What was the last one? I'm sorry, I'm blanking.
Arkham Knight.
Yes. No, not Arkham Knight. The one after that, where it was.
Just I was about to say like that actually was an excellent, but some people did bitch about it.
My
Batmobile segments. That's
Yes.
what everybody bitched about.
Exactly. That's what we've been saying for
Yeah.
years. But what was the other one where it was like multiplayer?
Gotham Knights.
Yes, everybody hated that
Yeah.
one.
I picked that up from GameStop a few weeks ago for $10 just because I saw it was $10. So I was like, fuck it, I'll buy it. It's okay. I'm not feeling it. I'm not sitting down and really getting into it. That's how I feel about this one too. Like I can see where it's a lot of fun, but it's not an Arkham game.
I guess my question to you is should they pump the brakes on the Arkham gimmick until it's a Batman solely Arkham game again?
Or take that engine and make it that idea of making a Superman game.
Yeah.
Like I know like everybody's like, oh, he'd be unstoppable and shit. Well, let's throw some heavy fucking villains at him then.
Rings.
Like yeah, fly through rings. There should at least be one gimmick where you have to do that for no reason. Like it's just side quests. You don't have to do it, but
It should be just like
extra shit.
It should be the loading screens. You just fly through rings. But they like dumb down the graphics too, like the shitty 64 game. So on the loading screens, you're playing Superman 64, flying through rings. That'd be amazing. What else have you got up your sleeve though this week, Tanny?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what made me also really realize that this is not an arcade game. One thing that I did score actually, I ordered it from a place. I'll send you a picture of the sticker they sent me with Jame2, Jesus Christ, J2games.com. And the reason that I'm talking about this is I picked up Arkham Origins from them for like $20. Ordered it offline. Everywhere else that I looked, people are charging $50 to get this, $100 fucking dollars for the Xbox 360 copy of Arkham Origins. That's just because of its backwards compatibility. It's crazy.
Right.
But so yeah, I got that though, and I was like, oh sweet, the disc was in perfect condition. Like, so far great ordering experience. Definitely going to be using them in the future after looking at some of their other stuff. Um, but uh, yeah, like of course I like popped it in and installed it right away. And this is, I'm still been playing Suicide Squad the last few days. As soon as I booted it up, started playing it, it's just like how much better of a quality that game is. And that came out in what, 2013?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 11 years ago. And, I'm playing Suicide Squad and just, yeah, not feeling it.
Would you say you're just kind of burnt out on the whole engine for
I'm,
now?
I, I'm burnt out on I am burnt out on games like Fortnite. Like at work, like I play it with the kids all the time.
Right.
So
No, I mean
like
I was the same way, dude. Like I for 3 solid years, I dug my toes in Fortnite. I'd always scoffed at it. Then TJ and Rob and Mello and our pals were like, "No, dude, trust me." So I got into it. I bought way more skins. I'm very ashamed of the amount of skins I actually own now. But I just had to step away because eventually it sinks in. Like, what's the fucking point? Because your level resets every season. I'm just not about that life. Like, just give me a level forever. Let's just keep building on that. Then we can have dick measuring contests about it.
but
no.
yeah, but I also feel like with that game, it's just so repetitive. Like
Yeah.
every time I sit down, it's just like, oh, this is the same shit we just did yesterday.
And playing Fortnite by yourself, even if it's to do the weekly challenges and shit, is never fun. I hate playing Fortnite. I got to have at least one real life pally on there squadding up because it's just miserable.
I felt like it was like that kind of style though. I mean, great, everybody's got abilities. Harley Quinn, I think, actually is my favorite.
Really?
But it's because of her agility. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she swings around. She's really similar to Arkham, like Batman controls. She's got like the grappling hook that she can like boost up with. She has a Batman drone that follows her around. At least it looks like a Batman drone. I don't know. Listeners might be calling me out, but yeah, I stopped giving a shit about the storyline and stuff, guys. I watched all the cutscenes already on YouTube, thinking I was never even gonna play it. Yeah, so I already know the story, but yeah, the gameplay just wasn't hitting me, and that's where my disappointment is.
So for people that aren't burnt out on that engine and that gimmick of the Arkham games, would you recommend it if they've never really dove into those games before and this is like a first time? I don't know how that could be fucking possible at this point.
I would explain that it's apples to oranges. It's a different style game altogether, in my opinion.
The only thing that I'm ever going to remember about the Suicide Squad game is everyone spurring the fuck out online and social media about the way that, spoiler alerts,
It's our turn now. After all we've been through. Oh. Bet you didn't think it'd be me at the end, huh, Bats?
Are we done with your bad stand-up routine?
Almost. But you always gotta end on your best joke.
Just lame.
yeah, it's fucking
The
Bruce Wayne.
Well, the storyline's just dumb. Of course, Brainy. I know that Brainy takes him over, but I think Brainiac would have made him not be so stupid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because Brainiac's that's the point of his ability is he takes everybody's superpower and uses it when he takes control of them. So he would definitely want Bruce's intelligence.
Yeah.
It's just yeah. But yeah, that's what I played, and that's all I got to say about that. Travis, what about you?
Well, we talked about I haven't really played anything, just a couple shmups on TurboGrafx, and not really gaming a whole lot this week. This is probably the part of the show where we're going to get pretty Nintendo heavy, because that's really all we got on what you've been playing.
Nintendo heavy. Sounds like a new whole section. Like, all right, let's get into Nintendo heavy.
We'll start it off kind of like the appetizers. We got some new additions coming up for the like the virtual SNES and stuff. Blast Core on the N64 on the Switch is coming out. That's a fun game. I don't know how well it's aged, but when I played it like 15 years ago, it was super fun. I don't know if you have any memories of Blast Core.
It was a rental.
Yeah.
I never owned it, but like, yeah, it was a fun game. But yeah, I agree with you too. Like going back to it, are those rose-colored glasses gonna slide off?
Two more in the SNES. They're really one I'm super excited about, just to be able to play it online. Like, God forbid you and I actually play online on the Switch one time, and maybe we'll play Killer Instinct on SNES, which is coming out. I don't know if I don't think it's gold. I'm sure it will be eventually. I don't think they're just going to keep basic bitch Killer Instinct in there. And one that really I didn't see coming. There's a lot of gray area on the Battletoads and Battle Maniacs, the SNES one before Battletoads and Double Dragons. That one's decent. That's not a shitty Battletoads game, so that's coming too. So some pretty decent little games coming out. I haven't really fucked with those libraries in a little bit. Tannen, have you peeked in?
Not really. No, I haven't really fucked with my Switch at all lately.
The only thing me either. The only thing I really bothered getting into was in the NES, section, and I tried to beat Journey to Silius over and over, and it's just never going to happen. Save states, rewind features, it's not going to happen. I can't do it. I cannot beat Journey to Silius. Other than that, with Nintendo, we got some, every time there's a direct coming up, the next one's supposed to be, I believe, April 18th, rumored or something like that. You get your rumor leak sheets, and a good way to fudge a rumor leak sheet, Tannen, you put some shit on there that people already know is fact. That way it makes it look more legit. But yep. We both have, on our little formats, we're actually professional this week, some rumored games coming out on the Nintendo Direct in April 10th. We're not going to go every single one. We might. Which ones on here, though, would you say that you didn't already know were coming, if the rumor's true, you're fucking hyped about, from what you're looking at and I'm looking at?
This is me looking up stuff. Okay. Well, looking at this list, it's so funny too. This is just looks like such a cheap made list.
I know. Okay, so apparently it's always claimed like somebody that works at Nintendo sneaks by one of the executives or programmers' desks and snaps a quick pic of these. This doesn't look like, this looks like it was made in Photoshop or Microsoft Word in like 3 seconds. So.
Well, because a lot of these are fucking already coming out. We know about Epic Mickey Rebrushed. We know about Thousand Year Door.
Yeah,
that's already was ran on the damn thing. So, but okay, so possible fictional ones. Wind Waker HD.
Yeah, Wind Waker HD. That's a safe fucking bet. So I can see why, if this is fudge, and I'm assuming it is, they would throw that on there because I mean, I feel like this is one of those games that's going to get an HD remaster here going out.
No matter what. Yeah, no, just no matter what. So, tricky. Don't know much about Endless Ocean. I am pretty sure there's a Monster Hunter game coming out, but I wasn't paying attention to that either. I'd believe a Fire Emblem, because they shit those out constantly.
Yeah.
I think New Leaf HD is fake. Definitely fake.
Okay. Why do you think that would be fake?
Because if they're going to do anything, they're going to continue making money off of, I played it a whole bunch. But, Animal Crossing, I'm on an island, the game, online.
Yeah.
And they're going to throw their money into that. Why would they make a New Leaf? Maybe they would make a New Leaf, expansion for Animal Crossing. I could see that.
Allegedly, that's November 7th, 2024 for that release.
For DLC.
No, for the New Leaf HD.
HD.
Yeah.
See, but I don't believe that's really going to happen. I believe
I'm just saying that's what he has on here. Another one Here's one that I could see actually is Super Mario Party 2. I don't know why that wouldn't be added to the retro section.
Isn't it already?
I don't think it's on there.
Here's one.
Here's one where if it is true, that's fucking bullshit. If it's not true, then good. Super Mario Galaxy plus Super Mario Galaxy 2. I just bought, and I'm sure you did too, the 3D collection.
The 3D collection. Yeah, I've had that for a while.
Why wouldn't they throw Galaxy? Now, I know Galaxy 2 is a way more immersive and bigger game than Galaxy 1, but why wouldn't they just release Galaxy 2 then by itself? I don't think it's going to compact in with Galaxy if Nintendo knows.
It wouldn't.
No.
Unless they were really trying to sell it, because remember, didn't they stop printing 3D All-Stars?
Yeah. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, Tannen.
No, that's definitely happening. We know that.
Yeah. So, I guess...
That's what I'm really excited about. Call of Duty Black Ops Collection.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I don't give a shit about it either. So
No, I don't either, but I also don't believe it.
Braid Anniversary Edition, I could totally see that being a thing. I don't see why not. It's Braid. It's on everything.
What the fuck is Scale Wave?
I'm not sure. Let me see real quick. Scale Wave, Tannen.
It's a headline. It sounds made up. That's just the made up title of the game that he put in there to throw everybody off.
Yeah. So the big one for me, I don't know. The big one for me, I'm not sure if it's not a real game. It's still up in the air, but Hyrule Warriors, it's on the top of the list. The Imprisoning War. Now, this is the Hyrule Warriors game everybody has been rumored and stirring about. It's based off of Tears of the Kingdom. I will come out and 100% say I 100%ed Hyrule Warriors, the first one. I fell in love with that game way more than I thought I was going to. There was a ton more. That is a long ass game, and it
is.
And I always loved the Dynasty Warriors game, so that shit was right up my alley. I love being Tingle. That was great. If it's more of the same of that, I mean, fuck yeah. Now, November 21st, 2024. I don't know. Who really knows? That one I feel like could be the biggest. Could go either way. Like.
Yeah, so I would think that would be more of a headline, though, wouldn't it?
Right. Yeah. I'm not seeing it.
I would see that being like the final trailer that they show for the thing that's like,
But yeah, guys, if you want to check out this quote list, this leak list, it's out there. All you got to do is look. I found it on Instagram. It's that easy.
Yeah.
I hope a lot of these do come to fruition. How did you feel about Epic Mickey? We never really talk about Epic Mickey on this show.
I liked it. I didn't play it too much, but I did like it from what I did play of it. And I thought the storyline was really fucking cool.
Did you watch the trailer on Nintendo's YouTube about the rematch? Mm-hmm. It's pretty well done. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a game that I'm like, ooh, so excited for, but it is a game like I would pick it up for like $20.
Yeah. Probably no more than 20. I'm stopping.
No, yeah, I would pay more than that.
I was the same way. I was like you. Like, I had it too. I never beat it, but what I did play of it, like, I thought it was cute. Like, kids liked it, So.
Yeah, like, it was this Disney game of a Disney game that you could get, in my opinion, as far as a Mickey game went,
Any other disappointing? Because I saw you post something on Facebook with like Sad Toad a couple days ago. Did Nintendo break your heart this week about something, Tannen? What's going on?
No. Okay, like it was my like perverse mind thing. Toad just looks like he's got blue balls really bad. He's trying to like pull them up.
Okay.
And thus frustrated Toad. And that was a zoom in on the ad that they had, a screenshot. It was a zoom in of the ad that they had for Advance 2 or whatever, Advance 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just looked funny to me. So yeah, I thought like, oh man, it was like Ted's like trying to yank his ball sack out of the ground.
It just goes to show what a fucking nerd podcaster I am, because I see that post on automatically think, oh, is there bad Nintendo news we could talk about on the show this week? So it was right in front of my face.
Yeah, I want more treasure hunter, goddammit.
So we're getting giggling, jovial Tannen right now, but I think the tables are about to turn because our good buddies over at EA Tannen shit the bed again. Fuck.
frustrated Toad. That should flash up right there. Just frustrated Toad.
Throw him up. They're looking at him right now.
Yep, there we go. Yeah. Oh man, dude. Like, you know, when you tell somebody you're gonna get something really good and nice and cool, and bounty hunter based especially, after years of disappointment because you told everybody you were gonna give them a badass bounty hunter game, and then you took that away. It's called 1313. You're gonna turn around then and fucking take away the goddamn Mandalorian game.
Which, from all accounts, was looking fucking awesome. Like,
oh
man.
my god. Yes.
So we both got the picture. You want me to read it, or you want to read it, Tan?
Yeah, fine, I'll read it. Try to read it.
You read the first. You read the first paragraph. I'll read the second.
What style you want me to read this in? Because I'm thinking more like
angry British man.
Let's go to do 1920s news report.
All right, do that. Do that one.
Today, EA announced a major company shakeup that will result in roughly 670 individuals, or 5% of its workforce, losing their jobs. As a part of the same reorganization, Respawn's Star Wars FPS in development at Respawn is being cancelled.
Thank you, Lieutenant Smith. I am Habernaginus Aborigine, and this is the second half of the report. Following CEO Andrew Wilson's announcement of the cuts today, EA Entertainment President Laura Mealy shared a note with staff explaining in mere detail what EA's business priorities will be going forward. This includes her announcement that EA is shutting down another development, Star Wars first-person shooter action game, as part of an ongoing focus on its own brands and supporting its existing games. Basically, fucking Cliff Notes, Tannen. EA sucks dick. EA, are you scared to make money on other things that aren't named fucking FIFA? What the fuck? You're handed this golden goddamn goose of an IP, and there's an even better term than golden goose for this IP, and you just keep shitting the beds and laying people off. For what? Fucking A.
They knew damn well they would have made a fuck ton of money off of that.
Jesus. FIFA, though. FIFA, Tannen. We need FIFA.
Okay, here's what I'm going back to, though. If we also end up finding out that they're axing, and I highly doubt they will, but if they axe outlaws, like, if that doesn't happen, you know, with the Star Wars game curse going on,
Yeah.
I'm going to be super fucking upset.
Dude, all I know is that Andrew Wilson, the CEO at EA, has to be one of the most dense, just unfucking... It's just negligent to leave this kind of money on the table, I feel like, at this point. It just becomes negligent. Like, what the fuck, dude? And I just get dumbfounded over shit like this when so many shitty games are pumped out every year that should never be fucking made, and so many disappointing games. And then you see this promising fucking game on the horizon, just like we went through with PT back in the day. Shit like that. Mm-hmm. Oh, the trials and tribulations of being a gamer, Tannen. Just, man. It sucks. Because for everything that I was seeing about the game, it was a first-person shooter, yes, obviously, but it looked crisp. It looked like, all right, EA's finally fucking getting on track here. We're doing something, you know? Like, I didn't play, what was it, Rebels? Not Rebels. The fucking... shit. The one where you're in
Jedi Outcast games?
No. The ones where those are great. The ones where you're in ships. What was that?
Rogue Squadron?
Rogue Squadron. No. No.
X-Wing?
No, the one for PS4 that was like
Battlefield Battlegrounds?
The one, it was free on PSN 1 month.
Rogue Squadron.
Everyone's screaming.
Not Rogue Squadron, or just Squadron.
Squadrons. Star Wars Squadrons.
Squadrons. Yes, I'm sorry.
No, both of us really fucking shit the bed there.
Well, you know what? Because, okay, look, there was X-Wing, there was X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, there was a fucking Rogue Squadron game.
Did you ever play Squadrons,
there was Squadrons
for PS4?
Yes.
Did you like
Oh my
it?
God, yeah, yeah, yeah. Actually, it's also like on Game Pass. I really should fucking re-download it.
Didn't they cancel a bunch of planned DLC and expansion shit
They
for that
did.
too? Yeah, there you go.
They
No
did.
fucking
They did.
chance.
They did. It was because it was going to end up being like a huge IP is what they had planned on, and you know, like it was a great flight simulator, combat simulator. Excuse me, but
I gotta be
ooh,
honest, man. I can't believe I'm saying this. The only two Star Wars games put out by EA that I don't really have a qualm with at all is Fallen Order and the Lego games. Like, other than that, there's always problems or loot crates or fucking cancelizations or shit patches that fuck things up. But I mean, Fallen Order was great. I didn't play. I don't have a PS5, so I didn't play the new one. But man,
oh no, I heard that was great too. I'm trying to get through Fallen Order before I go to that one. But I keep backburning Fallen Order though too. It's, you know what? Again, Star Wars games where you're a Jedi. I'm tired of it.
I hate to be that.
Tired of being a fucking Jedi.
Same, dude.
So,
I'm tired of. I just want to be like not even a bounty hunter. I just want to be a person.
Scoundrel. I want to be a
Yeah,
normal dude,
yes.
like on the run or something that
Thank
make it
you.
interesting. But you know,
I don't know, man. It's so frustrating to be a Star Wars fan as far as gaming anymore. Battlefront 2 ended up being, it's pretty good now. Like, I enjoy Battlefront 2, but how long did it fucking take us to get there? It's just
oh god,
yeah.
forever. Well, no, yeah, but Outlaws, you are a scoundrel.
Right.
You know, like, and it does look really cool. I am excited for that. You know, but I just hope it doesn't turn around and they're like, oh yeah, wait, you've had Jedi powers this whole time. I swear to God, if that fucking happens.
And I'm trying to see the release date on that is this year. It's upcoming. It just says this year, but yeah, it looks badass. I'm excited. I don't have any way to play it, but I'm excited that it's going to exist. Let's just hope EA. To be honest, let's just hope another person gets their hands on the IP at this point, because this is the best we're going to do with it. Come on. It's like Disney's done an amazing fucking job anyway. Besides the series, you know.
Yeah. You know, like, well, and that's the thing though too. I heard that, you know, EA is not going to have its exclusive grip on Star Wars. Like it did. Like that deal's running out.
Good.
Like, we're done. So I can see, yeah, you know, or Disney's going to interdevelop their. Do you remember Disney Interactive?
Mm-hmm.
When it was an actual company.
Yeah,
They made good games for the general.
Didn't they
you
make?
know, for
They
what
made
it was.
Toy Story 3 on Xbox 360, right?
Toy Story 3. They did Split Second. That was a fucking awesome racing game.
The fucking the Incredibles game on PS2. They make that.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, Disney Interactive. Like at one point, yeah, that was just what they did.
Toy Story
yeah,
3
they were
might be
an
my
internal
favorite.
company.
Might be my favorite like Pixar game of all time. Toy Story 3 is an incredible game.
It looked fucking great. It felt like you were actually playing Toy Story, and the toy box spoon was really cool.
We got to get on our shit, and that needs to be game of the week one week for real. Because
Yeah.
the sandbox stuff is what made it.
Oh, but can I torch you with another game of the week then?
What's that?
Oh no, we'll talk about it later.
Because I believe it's time for our annual break ski. When we come back, Tannen, we played a game that we were so goddamn hyped to fucking play. We talked about on earlier shows this season. Our buddy Crooked and his lovely wife, Pichu, came over and visited. We finally got our hands, Tannen, on Super Mario Wonder. But you're going to have to wait for what we thought about it when we come back. Tannen, we'll be right back.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Rose that goes back though. She fucks some kind of shit up, and then they have to fix the timeline.
Of course she does. She paints on the Confederate flag and puts like flowers and shit on it. She does some dumb shit, and Doc Brown's like, "What have you done, Rose?" "Oh, well, Charlie is saying, oh, shut up! We've got to go back!"
And she definitely would be the one that would be like, "I just wish it was all the way it always was," or something like that, you know, because it's Rose.
If it wouldn't be Rose fucking it up, it would be Blanche fucking up the timelines with like sleeping with people. She would sleep with like Marty's dad, and like Lorraine would walk in on Marty's dad having an affair, and then everything would go back miserable for Marty like it was. It'd be all fucked up.
Well, you know, I gave birth to 2 of the Kennedys.
What was the one episode where they literally called her Black Mammy? Her Black Mammy growing up had an affair with her dad, their housemate. Remember that one?
I do not remember that one.
There's so much racism on the Golden Girls.
Dude, that shit done of it. And then they tried to like clear it up with the hotel spinoff. Remember that?
Golden
Don
Palace.
Don Cheadle fucking lays it down though. Like,
And
dude,
Cheech,
like,
Cheech is the cook. You got to make the stoner the cook. I mean, come on. That spinoff needed Dorothy, and I know she showed up for one guest spot on the episode, but you could just tell that Dorothy was such the glue. Not even Sophia could. They just needed the B. Arthur magic, man. And I guess B. Arthur magic is a hell of a way to bring it back. Yes, we are back. Fantasy booking for our upcoming movie, Back to the Future meets Golden Girls. It would fucking work. We're just saying. If you don't agree, fuck you. Tannen, as we were saying before we went to the break, our buddy Crooked at Crooked Does Stuff over there, YouTube, cheap plug, give him a subscribe, and his lovely wife Fichu, who are actually moving up here in like 2 weeks, which is crazy, to our neck of the woods. Look for more Crooked on the channel, obviously. That's a given, I would say, Tannen. We finally got to play Super Mario Wonder. Now, we only got to play, I want to clarify, PSA, we only played the multiplayer, Tannen.
yes.
Take it away.
Yeah. Four players.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm always stoked to get to a 4-player Mario game. I've always liked Super Mario Brothers Wii U. A lot of fun. You have a full group. What the fuck was what was that? I wonder though. What was Wonder? What was Wonder? Yeah. Wonder is it's a beginner's game.
It's a baby game.
It's a baby's game. Say baby's game.
Baby game.
It's a baby game.
Shout out.
It's fun. It's got great visuals. It's all. Oh, sorry.
No, I was gonna say shout out to our old school co-host Adam McCoy, who loved to use the term baby game. It's an entry-level game. What do you call an entry-level human? A baby. It's a baby game.
Baby.
At least the multiplayer, because the multiplayer, I don't give a fuck if there's too many gimmicks, Tannen. I don't care if the stage changes around, as long as it's challenging. It's a nice challenge. Not a Ninja Gaiden 3 challenge, but a nice challenge, right? On multiplayer, no matter what, it actually takes more effort to kill yourself than it does to beat a level. You can't die.
I mean, ain't that life? No, I'm just kidding. But like, fucking seriously though, great visuals. Oh my god, the sound was great.
Looked fantastic.
Cute little shit looked fantastic.
Well, looks they are what? They are deceiving as a motherfucker sometimes.
It truly felt like a Little Big Planet clone. You can never really die in Little Big Planet in 2-player unless you really fuck up. But even then, you had an easier time killing yourself in Little Big Planet than he did in fucking Super Mario Wonder. What was the other mark that I made when we were? Oh, I feel like I'm Meeseeks right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like.
Well, and there were other characters like
wasn't allowed to die.
So to break it down, me, Tan, and Crooked and his wife all played, but we picked the standard Mario characters. Now you can pick Nabbit and the Yoshis, but basically they take no hits. Apparently, they're like the white Tanuki suit in this game. So we didn't even bother because that'd be even more fucking boring. If it wasn't one thing that It's the first time I've played a side-scrolling Mario Tannen that felt like it took an hour just to get into the fucking game. Like, we even commented on that. We looked back at each other.
Intro movie.
Jesus.
Ugh. You know, I get the intro movies for stuff like Luigi's Mansion 3. It's a 3D game. Whatever, cool. I'll watch it. It's also entertaining. That intro wasn't entertaining at all. Super Mario RPG's intro, that's entertaining. Oh God, this.
I would rather I would rather read the intro in Super Mario World where you just hit the box and it says, "Hey, welcome to Mario's Island" or whatever. I would rather read that 50 times in a row than to watch this cutscene one more time. To be honest.
Yeah.
That's how boring it was. Man, I don't. This is going to make me, and I am 40, so I get it. For all you younger viewers, you're going to be 42 one day, you fucks. But I felt like there was just way too much going on for my taste too on the screen. It was just way too much for a Mario game. This felt like I was playing like Christmas Nights or one of the Nights game or some crazy
or an exaggerated level from fucking Super Mario Maker.
Right, like or like a bonus stage in Sonic with like fish and birds and shit rotating behind you, parallax. Like that's the whole stage is like, and the whole collecting. What was it like the power leaf or whatever the fuck it was to advance? Or you're just gonna keep looping? Like what the fuck? I just did not like it. And you know what? We didn't go into this like, well, we heard negative, so we're going to go into this negative. I went into this completely open-minded, as did Tannen, wanting to like this game because it's fucking one of my...
I went into it excited because all I had seen was like the little scene where like the piranhas were singing. Yeah. They were going through the level, and I was like, that looks like fun.
No, I will not
but
lie.
I didn't realize I couldn't fucking die.
Yeah, I will not lie though, Tannen. I'm not going to totally bury the game. I'm going to leave some room so I can dig some dirt out so the body can still breathe because we both yet to play single player. And our good buddy Rob, who's our artist, Broken Optics, G-Plug, check him out on Twitter, get some art. He said it's good game, single player. So it is challenging. Some of the later levels, it does get tough and it's quality. So, but as far as the multi, my recommendations in Tannen, stay far away multiplayer. It is just...
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it is. It is, because you remember how cutthroat multiplayer Mario games used to be.
Oh, God, yeah. And they should still be.
Where would you like to see the next entry go from here, Tannen?
I think they should make one that is more... If you're going to do it like this, cool. Give us the kids' Pee Wee Herman movie and then give us the adult Pee Wee Herman movie. You know, like the more grown-up, challenging one. You know, give it the big top is what I'm talking about. And reference to Pee Wee Herman movies. You know, like give us, you know, let the kids can have their Happy Meals, but give us that adult Happy Meal you want to sell us so bad.
You can make Super Mario Wanderlust.
Yeah, but make it, you know, make it where you can die. Or give us an update on that Wonder World you got there with the multiplayer. Make it where it is a challenge. But at the same time, so much going on the screen. Like, is it also like a bitch? You know, like...
As much as I enjoyed, to answer my own question, as much as I enjoyed 3D World when it came out, I only played it on Wii U. I didn't play the remaster. I thought it was quality. I love that game. I would like to see it really go back to what new Super Mario's did on the Wii. Just more of that, less is more.
Yeah.
Let's get back to fucking basics, because that's the beauty of gaming, is introducing that next generation to a quality Mario game that's tough, but not too tough.
And before we completely shit on this game, though. Hold on. It was just, like, it's visually amazing and everything. And a friend of ours, you were saying, released a video of playing this with her toddler daughter.
Right.
And them having a great time. It is a baby's game, ladies and gentlemen. It is play it with the baby, is what I feel like. Great introductory video game in a way. But, you know, parents, make sure you put them on the original Mario Bros. When they hit about 4.
It makes Kirby's Adventure look like fucking Chacon the Forever Man or something. Like, man.
On Game Gear.
On Game Gear. Oh my god. Fuck me. I actually saw a post on Twitter the other day. Somebody was praising Shakan the Forever Man. Like, oh man, you had to be there. This was a must own back in the day. Like, I wanted to comment, but I knew that I was going to be a dick, so I just didn't. But man, to each their own. I mean, whatever gets you through. But tip of the hat, sir. So that's anything else to say on Wonder Tannen?
No. Like I said, visually great and great for a very, 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 very young audience.
I just wonder when they'll get back to basics. So.
Yeah, bring us back to the way life used to be.
The way you don't know him.
Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way.
We are. This is our first ever recording on St. Patty's Day. So
yeah.
But in between yesterday was what 316 day, son. So what a weekend! What a zany fuckfest weekend.
Back to back, Steve Austin Saturdays into a St. Patrick's Sunday.
That should be he should be the next Joe Bob Briggs. Like Joe Bob should pass the mantle and call him Stone Cold Saturdays, and he hosts like the new Monster Vision with Stone Cold.
Oh man, that'd be great.
That'd be fucking awesome.
Still keep the fire you love. You're listing. You still list all the decapitations and everything.
So Tannen, little spoiler for our next episode. Our next episode is the wrestling games episode. What games were you planning on checking out to study up on your history wrestling games? Just curious. What do you have?
Well, we've already discussed that the arcade version of Royal Rumble is one of my favorite all-time wrestling games.
The one that got ported to Dreamcast? That one?
Yeah, the one that used to be at Starland.
The WrestleFest with like Hulk Hogan.
I thought it was. I thought it was Royal Rumble that was there. That cabinet. And then they ported it to the SNES after a while.
So, and this is where it gets tricky. WrestleFest was never released for a home port. You're talking about the one where you could be Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake, Ultimate Warrior, Mr. Perfect, and like tag team matches.
Hurricane was in it too. Yeah.
Oh no, then you're talking. Yeah, then you're talking about the Royal Rumble one that was ported to Dreamcast later that had the Hurricane in it. It was like,
but it also okay, but still, like it was Royal Rumble, and like they did port that one. But that is still like that arcade cabinet's one of my favorite.
The WrestleMania, the arcade gamer was like kind of like a Mortal Kombat fighter.
No, it was Royal Rumble. It was seriously Royal Rumble. Like,
I have to look into
everybody gets in there, and I mean, it makes sense because you're playing by the quarter.
I definitely had that. I definitely had that on Super Nintendo by LJN, the Royal Rumble game.
Yeah, it was also an arcade game, man. Seriously,
have to check that out. Let's look into.
You never played that at Starland?
I don't think that was in the arcades. I think
it was in Starland. That was at the skating rink. If you went to the skating rink, it sounds like such a fucking dork right now, but to our listeners, yes, me and Travis like grew up locally our entire lives. I'm telling you.
Here's something. I always tried out for the speed skating team. You know what I always got told? This is a shoot. You're too fat. You don't have enough speed. And my parents for Christmas that year got me these badass speed skates. Like
you should have just started mowing everybody over that. Like,
well, see, the thing was I was fat and I had no muscle tone, so I would have just embarrassed myself either way. So, all right, Royal Rumble arcades. I'm saying it doesn't exist. Tannen says it does. If we come back next week, we're gonna know what's true. We will. We will get to the bottom of this. But
I played that arcade kid.
I got to tell you, I'm so excited for our next episode. Hopefully, Rob will join us as our guest. But finally, I get you into the realm of wrestling games, Tannen. I cannot wait. And I will definitely, within the next week, shoot you a bunch of suggestions you should play on an emulator or something.
Oh, yeah. No, also, like, I mean, I had, what was it? NWO versus WCW on N64.
Now, those games, the Aki games, I feel like those are the wrestling games that finally cross the gap for mainstream. Because how many times in middle school and high school and shit did we have friends that did not watch wrestling but loved playing those games with us? You know?
No, many. I was one of them. I watched wrestling, but I wasn't like, like a lot of my friends such as you. Like I wasn't like into it. I really didn't start getting into it until like recent, and then really started enjoying it. But it was just something I just like kind of like I was entertained by it no matter what. But I wasn't keeping up with names.
And 2K24 did just come out last week. It's looking pretty solid, but I would say wait a solid 2 months. It's going to drop, and they're going to patch a bunch of shit, and it'll be even better. It's worth the wait. That brings us, since December, I guess, Tannen, the last thing I got on my format this week. So our December coming down episode, our goth phase episode. The game of the week I gave you, which we did not mean to take this long of a break, but we both played it in our childhoods. I played it since on my Switch. 1995 Sega game, Rise Star, Tannen. What a surprisingly good quality game this was. One of the last games, second to last year in the Genesis life cycle. The game stars an anthropomorphic cartoon star who uses his hands and long stretchable arms to both move and fight enemies. Reception for the game is generally positive, but the game's initial release was overshadowed due to, obviously, the Genesis life cycle ending and the Saturn and so on and so on. Had this came out a couple years earlier, I think it would have been a much bigger deal, and I think it definitely would have got a sequel. My time with it going back, I think the hit detection's still spot on. I think it still looks great. Soundtrack for a Sega game is pretty damn good. Some of the boss fights, like the ostrich fuckface, was really challenging on like stage 5. I did actually beat this one, Tan, and I beat it. I did use save states because I'm a busy man, but I would highly recommend, if you're into collecting Genesis games or retro games in general, picking this one up full in box because the box art's pretty sweet too. Tana, what's your 2 cents on our review of Rise Star this week?
Yeah, I always really enjoyed that game, and there was a Game Gear version of that as well. Yeah. Of course, not as great, but it was so fun. If that makes sense. I mean, I held on to my Game Gear until it was 1997. I got rid of it.
Nice.
I traded it in at the pawn shop I years later worked at towards a PS1, and with the remaining money in my whole Game Gear collection, I paid like $30 for a PS1. Then went to Toys R Us and got Final Fantasy VII. That's a whole other story. Let's get back to Rise Star.
Here's an interesting fun fact about the Game Gear one, Tannen. So technically it was kind of a prequel to Rise Star, but it was also released on Sonic's Play Pal Plug and Play in 2007, along with 20 other games. So you got the Game Gear version of Rise Star packed on that if you're lucky enough to pick that up. That might be actually going out of my way, because I don't really fuck with plug and play games. They're all dog shit for the most part. And they break very easily, but I would just get that one, just have the Game Gear version of Rise Star in it. That's really cool.
I have it. It's funny, we just dug it out of a box the other day. I've got a Genesis plug and play.
Oh, nice.
System. I have 2 of them, actually.
The system ones were way better than just like the ones with a joystick or like Sonic's head,
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. No. These though are God, whatever that company. It wasn't Replay, but just they got the rights to it. And, I mean, they were even pumping that shit out of like Dollar Generals and stuff.
I remember way back in the day, my little sister Alyssa, when she was a kid, she had one of those plug and play games for the Lion King, and it was supposed to be Timon's tail, but it looked like a dirty penis, and I just couldn't. And obviously, all the games fucking sucked, and it was like poor man's Tetris and all these shitty. It was just terrible. But I will never get that. Maybe I'll just buy that and give it to her for Christmas for old time's sake one year. It's got to be out there.
Anyway, sorry, that's hilarious. My mind's going in 1,000 directions because I used to babysit a couple of kids when I was like 10 that had a plug and play thing, and it wasn't the Lion King though. It was something else, like around Lion King, but I don't know. I want to say it was a Beauty and the Beast plug and play game.
Dude, they still pump these pieces of shit out too now in modern times. Because I went to Aldi of all places with the wife like a couple months ago, and like the miscellaneous section, they had a shitty looking Mega Man one. And I looked on the box, and even when the box art and graphics are fucking terrible, don't even bother.
I don't know. Sometimes that's the best though. It's hilarious.
I love the one I have where it's like the NES hack thing with all the Chinese bootlegs on it. I can't top that. That shit's so good. It's the holy grail. That's Rise Star. We both, I would say, recommend it. And
yeah. Well, no, I barely even talked about it. I do agree
Good.
too that okay, hit detection. Going back to the Genesis version, the cool thing about that game is you can find it basically anywhere on any compilation. Um, so it is a good way to like re-experience it. Even the Game Gear version for me it was like thrown to the back burner very quickly, even though it was a decent Game Gear game.
How were the physics on that Game Gear version with like the arms and grappling diagonally? Was it pretty choppy or?
It was slower than the other one, of course, but like once you have a Game Gear's timing down, it's not really a.
I guess was it fluent? Is what I mean. Like, was it fluent enough to pass? Like
fluent for the Game Gear, more fluent than Chikan, I can tell you that.
That game deserved a big old belch, so don't even feel bad.
And I'd say even more even more fluent than Batman Returns. But I love Batman Returns on the.
Well, that's pretty fucking fluent then, by your standards, I would say.
It worked.
What'd you think of the? How far did you get, and what'd you think of the difficulty in Rise Star?
Of the original one,
Mm-hmm.
I can't really remember. I mean, I have that on like a few of those Genesis.
Have you ever beaten it?
I can't say I have. No. Any kind of like, I'm sure shit didn't beat the GameCube or Game Gear one. I probably would have needed, 3 sets of more batteries.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding about that, but yeah, I never beat it, but it's a good fucking game. It's better than Bubsy.
I'm absolutely terrified that it's your pick, and it hasn't been your pick in months, and you're going to give us a Game Gear game. But fire away, Tex. You're up. What is our game of the week for our next episode?
Well, it's funny we had brought up Toy Story.
Oh no!
So
it's the Sega one, isn't it? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I say we go multi-platform, and we do Toy Story 2.
And 64.
Yeah, we're doing it in 64.
Okay.
The PlayStation version was not as smooth as the other one, so that one. But also, just for shits and giggles, why don't we check out Toy Story on the Game Boy? It was a real thing.
So next week, we're going to check out Toy Story 1 and Toy Story 2. Game Boy and N64. You son of a fucking bitch.
Okay, look.
In fairness, the 64 one is, I used to play with my daughter a lot. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad.
And also the Game Boy one, I think you're going to actually be pleasantly surprised if you take it with a grain of salt. Like, that fucking has... Yeah, it looks just like the SNES version in a way. It's like they Donkey Kong landed it, in my opinion.
Well, we shall see the next time we return. Oh yeah, and I can't go without my new little buddy who I got. I found him in the clearance. This little guy was gonna go in the dumpster. His name's Dicto, and he's this little pink brontosaurus, and he talked. Dicto. So my dog is actually falling in love with him and like babies him and stuff. So I got shout out Dicto here. Yes. And that's all I got. Once again, hit that red button down below. Subscribe right here, Reset Button Podcast. Head over to my wrestling channel, Slam Pigs Podcast. 2.5 weeks. Mike and I heading to WrestleMania 40 in Philly. Look for a vlog there and an episode. Meeting up with our boy Lawmance, my co-host.